Hello everyone and good evening. I'm Don Arleth and welcome to Flash News. As the nationwide vaccination campaign for the Zero Group is underway, the administration of the second dose has already begun. During the last 24 hours, a little over 6,000 new infections were confirmed, 142 people died, and over 8,200 people have recovered. The number of vaccinated persons now exceeds 450,000.
In the regional hospital in Krosno, vaccinations are carried out without a break, even on weekends. I think we should lead by example because as medical professionals we believe in science, not superstition. Interest in vaccinations has grown tremendously. This is Szczecin and the International Congress Center in Katowice. I think there is really such a need because this virus exists and we should all get vaccinated for the good of us all. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is based on the latest mRNA technology, meaning that it does not contain a live virus and therefore cannot cause a disease. It simply triggers the immune system to produce antibodies. This is like an instruction to our cells on how to activate our immune system, meaning we force our cells by delivering mRNA to make a protein which will activate our immune system and thus produce antibodies that will fight against the virus. Enrollment for vaccinations for seniors over the age of 80 is now open as of Friday. People who cannot move independently will be able to be vaccinated at home. Mobile vaccination points will be operating.
According to U.S. researchers, COVID-19 has cost the lives of more than 2 million people worldwide. Up till now, 93 million people have been infected with the virus. In Europe, more countries are tightening restrictions and trying to vaccinate as many people as possible to stop the pandemic.
Due to the rapid spread of the British strain of the coronavirus, 13 European countries have already introduced a curfew. The longest 12-hour curfew is in effect in France. In Austria, the government has extended the lockdown until the 8th of February. Only convenience stores are open and masks must be worn in public spaces. We must follow the safety measures. In the end, we all want to defeat the pandemic. Pfizer-BioNTech will launch a new plant to produce vaccines against COVID-19 in Germany. The Mainz-based company intends to produce a total of 750 million vaccines per year. In the UK, where more than 4 million people have already been vaccinated, new temporary vaccination centres have opened in 2 medieval cathedrals.
For 800 years, twice a day, we've said our prayers here, and we pray day by day for the healing of the nation.
From Monday on, the UK is imposing a 10-day quarantine for international visitors to avoid bringing in more of the new coronavirus strains detected worldwide.
World leaders, including Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, are calling on Russia to release Alexei Navalny. The oppositionist was detained during passport control at Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport. Navalny returned to Russia after a 5-month stay in Germany. There, he was treated after being poisoned with a chemical nerve agent from the Novichok group.
I am extremely happy to be back. This is the best day for me in 5 months. In Germany, I received help for which I am very grateful. I want to thank the doctors and the medical staff, of course. I came back because this is my home. People ask me if I am afraid. No, I am not afraid. I know that I am innocent. I know that the evidence against me was fabricated. The European Court of Human Rights ruled in my favor in a case in which I am threatened with imprisonment by a Russian court. Therefore, I am not afraid of anything. And I also tell you not to be afraid. Shortly after landing in Moscow, Alexei Navalny was detained by state services. The plane was supposed to land at Vnukovo airport, but at the last moment was diverted to Sheremetyevo, more than 40 kilometers away. The Russian penitentiary service said that the oppositionist is to remain in custody until the court's decision. Moreover, it was noted that an arrest warrant was issued for Navalny for violating the terms of his suspended sentence from 5 years ago. The detainment of the oppositionist confirmed the fears of many observers that he would not be free upon his return to Russia.
Pope Francis is appealing for prayers after Friday's earthquake in Indonesia. The search for the dead and wounded is still ongoing on the island of Celebes. It is estimated that the elements have claimed the lives of at least 60 people.
A 6.2 earthquake destroyed or severely damaged many buildings on the island. In the provincial capital of West Celebes, Mamuju, home to 110,000 people, several thousand people have become homeless and at least several hundred are injured. The only functioning hospital on the island is overcrowded and the search operation is hampered by monsoon rains. Food, blankets and other necessities are in short supply. Doctors fear that the overcrowded field camps for victims are potential COVID-19 hotspots. Indonesia has been dealing not only with an earthquake in the past week, but also with a flooding in Borneo, mudslides and a volcanic eruption on the island of Java.
Now for a dramatic rescue operation of the Polish mountain volunteer search and rescue. Despite extremely difficult weather conditions in the mountains, a group of tourists decided to climb Babia Góra, dressed in none other than their underwear and shoes. One of the participants experienced a state of hypothermia and had to be hospitalized.
A woman wearing only summer clothes who tried to climb Babia Góra in a group of 5 people is in a serious condition with frostbite. Her body temperature dropped to only 26 degrees Celsius. All her limbs are frostbitten. The other 4 people went down on their own. The rescuers talk about a new dangerous trend and warn that such initiatives pose a deadly risk.
Not only in the mountains, but the entire country is experiencing sub-zero temperatures. Recently, Suwałki reported temperatures as low as minus 32 degrees. And this isn't the end, because tonight will be just as cold.
Morning in Suwałki. The thermometers showed nearly 32 degrees below zero. Such severe frosts are especially hard for the homeless people. A friend let me sleep here during the winter so I wouldn't freeze. We organized ourselves to start cooking dinners for the homeless who will have a super hot meal on Sunday. Unfortunately, in Pomerania, 1 person died of hypothermia. The Institute of Meteorology and Water Management issues a warning. It is not over. The temperature will drop to as low as minus 25 degrees Celsius. Very cold air will stay with us at least until Tuesday. Winter has 2 faces, the dangerous one and the beautiful one. Great, we were supposed to go on our winter holidays, we did not make it, but at least a little snow fell here and we can have fun. And how do you like it? We do like it, it is fun. Winter surprised the producers of sleighs and winter equipment. In many places it is impossible to even buy a plastic bum slider. Well, this is the last one I got. I searched an entire Białystok and found nothing. Shops are waiting for deliveries. Tuesday, exactly Tuesday. How quick will they sell? Well, certainly quick, but we actually already now have a reservation list. However, snow can be treacherous. Even while playing, we must be careful.
Disturbing news came down, or actually flew down, from the Tower of London. A raven named Merlina, who lives there, has gone missing and has not been seen for weeks. The tower usually has 6 ravens at any one time, and according to legend, if they ever leave, then both fortress and the kingdom will fall.
According to the legend, there must be at least 6 ravens on the tower, otherwise the country will fall. Merlina has been missing for several weeks now. The bird has always been a fan of excursions, but they never have lasted this long. So the keepers fear the worst. At the same time, they assure that the British people do not have to be worried. 7 ravens currently live on the tower, 1 is a spare. A miracle worker and a last resort. This is Tim Chandler from Tasmania, who with his metal detector saves even the most desperate ones. What started as a hobby has turned into a kind of mission. The man accepts orders to find objects lost on the beach. Chandler is considered a local hero and invaluable seeker of the most valuable treasures of sentimental value. Engineers overseeing restoration works on the dome of Florence's medieval cathedral faced an unusual mystery from the past. They noticed the imprints of hundreds of animal paws on the roof tiles. Where did they come from? It is likely that the tiles made in the early 15th century were air-dried before firing. Animals must have taken walks on the soft clay, leaving the usual footprints that fascinate contemporary people. Barriers are only in the mind. It is hard not to agree with this when observing Lai Chihuahua's achievement. A man in a wheelchair decided to climb a 300-meter-high skyscraper in Hong Kong on a rope. And he almost succeeded. He gave up 50 meters before the finish line. The purpose of the climb was to raise money for people with spinal cord injuries. Lai Chihuahua was a professional climber before the car accident. He says he needs challenges because they help him stay upright.
And that concludes tonight's Flash News. Thank you for watching, and come back and join us again tomorrow. Good night.